Intimidation, if you like, that they've prepared simultaneously. No, indeed. The Samoans waiting for the Thimby, led by Peter Fatialofa. Joeli out there, as he did so well in South Africa. Big, massive body of the King Country prop, who played in the Super 12. And there it is, the Thimby. And now the Western Samoa swings straight into action. Fatialofa, and it looks like Tu'uvaenga in the leading position. And Fatialofa is said to be leading the Samoans for the last occasion. He's out there. He was given accorded the privilege of being able to enter the ground before any of the other players. And here we have it, yes, Tu'uvaenga was out there as the other leader of the game and other leader of their war dance. And we wait now for the start of it to see the commencement of our game, Western Samoa versus Fiji in the series 1996. Waiting then, and it's Fiji to kick off. And as we saw in South Africa, it looks like Sarevi is going to be the man who will set the game in motion for Fiji, taking the kicks from halfway and at the 22. And here we have Sarevi taking the southern end of the ground at the centre field. The referee, black jersey, Samoa in their blue, Fiji in their white jerseys, Sarevi with hand up, so too Paddy O'Brien, and there is the opening kick from Sarevi, and straight into it as the Samoans battle it backwards, taken back there by Pat Lamb in defence to start with, and the Fiji forwards pour through on top. And they're hunting for the ball, no sign of it coming out, and it's Fiji takes the first scrum of the encounter with the non-emergence of the ball. It was held in there by Samoa, they didn't use it, and Paddy O'Brien has offered it to Fiji, 5 metres inside the 22, that's the 15-metre line from the grandstand side of the field, and this will be Sikofi Raluni to put it in for Fiji. In it goes, and hooked and held. Dan Rouse just holding it, controlling it at the back. Rowley gets it and gets it away to Nicky Little. Nicky gets the double around and across, a double out wide. And good movement around to Sarevi and onto the wing. And there goes 2-11 in. And they haven't gone 1 minute. A beautiful piece of play, and the Samoans split aside right at the very beginning. Wonderful handling, and it was the movement across by Sarevi. Sarevi making the space, and his double, and the decoy, Sale Sorovaki on the outside, Nicky Little moving it straight across, and Fiji in the corner. I see a Tuilevu taking it. He had no room to move in, and did it so cleanly, and within a minute, Fiji leading Samoa by 5 points to 0. That brings back the Samoans on their part to have a chat. And here's Nicky Little, a metre outside the 22, a metre in from the sideline. And I see a Tuilevu, 1 up to Fiji as we wait now for Nicky Little, very close to the sideline. There's not a breeze here on the National Stadium. It'll be all on his own metal. They're looking at it very carefully, but they turn it away. Fiji in the lead by 5-0. What a wonderful run. Nice piece of work. The decoy was there. The Samoans took the decoy, provided the space for Sarevi coming in wide from the fullback berth, and as he did so, cleared it wide, and it was finished off brilliantly by 2-11. Here we have now, and puts a long kick taken by Smith. He's got room to work his way forward. Up he went 10 metres outside the 22. Stand back, Samoa, said the referee, and Sarevi clears it towards the grandstand sideline. Driving Samoa back, an awkward kick. Will it get towards the touchline? Doesn't reach it. It's there to Messino. He's caught in possession, though. He's got support, manages to clear it away to Uvaenga. He sends a lob pass right across into the centre. It's a dangerous one, but infield then comes there Pepe. He's caught and taken to the ground midway 22 and halfway. Down on the ground it is, and Fiji's rummaging around it. No sign of it for the moment, and out it comes on the Samoan side. And here's Vai. Puts a long kick in. Sarevi coming across to cut it off and slips to the ground, unable to cut it. And the ball into touch on the 22. Goes back and recovers it himself. A long kick down there. Manasambari clears it back into touch. And the ball into touch about 5 metres inside the Fiji half on this grandstand sideline. And some good combination between Manasambari, saw to that ball, getting into touch, and certainly took the pressure off the Fiji line by his having done so. Eddie O'Brien calling for the space down the centre of the lane as the Samoans curve away towards their side. At the front for Fiji, number 1 jumper, number 1 right at the very front is Peter Fatialofa. And the high one and up high, Western Samoa have got a cleared filly move. On it goes that time to Leo Pepe up over the halfway line. He didn't cross his own advantage line, taken to the ground, picked up then by Sokovi. Sokovi onto Lawrence Little, not to Lawrence, to Nicky Little. Down there goes 211, 211 going right for the corner. And a hurried race across there by Farmasino. Just managed to clear it into touch ahead of a flying Nanrangard 211. 211 actually speeding down that sideline. One gave him no chance to have got up as far as he did. Samoa back on their own goal line again, right in the corner. Fiji on the attack, and it's Smith to throw in near the front. A difficult take for Fiji. Let's put it in again, said the referee. He wasn't satisfied. They were ready for the line-out, and it'll go in once again. That'll be Smith once again to put it into the line-out for Fiji. And an interesting one. One notes just how tall the Samoans are. They've found tall men, and that's making a huge difference to the Samoan side. As in it comes into the line, up high, Fatialofa gets it, and they go round the front, and a brilliant try. And round the front, Mark Black. Black got it, a beautiful one, a tap down near the front of the line, and Mark Black is the man who did it for Fiji. And he did it. His arm, he had time to raise his arm up high and slam it to the ground with joy. And Black, the man who got that try. What a brilliant one from the front of the line, from a controlled take by Fatialofa. And a nice piece of play at the front of that line-out has given Fiji the advantage of 10 points to 0. Nicky Little, a kick from pretty near the same position as where the last one was, a metre outside the 22, a metre in from the terrace side of the field, in front of that packed terrace behind. And we wait for Nicky Little to see if he can improve upon his last effort. 2 tries, play gone, 5 minutes. Nicky Little lifts it this time. They're watching it carefully. They still flag it away, and it remains at 10 to 0. 5 minutes into the game, and Fiji have blown Western Samoa's attempts out right at the very start of this game. The huge crowd at the back, thrilled at the effort of Fiji in their lead over Western Samoa soon after the start. Again, a long kick from Fa'avai. It was a wrong kick from him, it was said. And goes to Sarevi. Sarevi clears it towards touch. He doesn't find it into touch. A little bit of misunderstanding. That time Brian Lima puts a long kick in. It's allowed to go back towards the goal line. And back there, shadowing it over the goal, is Sarevi. Sarevi playing with him, knowing he's had time. And Brian Lima was forcing Sarevi to touch. A drop out 22. Sarevi brings it into the centre of field. And we wait for Sarevi to set it alight again. 6 minutes gone. Fiji 10, Western Samoa 0. And there is an unusual one, a deep one right down towards the 22. Taken back there. Farmasino comes up to the 10-metre line. A little chip kick over the top. It's taken in there by Tamani Valu. He swivels like the top to the ground. Sets it up nicely. Sokovi gets it out onto the open side. A difficult one across there. Nicky wasn't giving it neatly. Across to Manasa Mbari. But knocked forward, said the referee, when Manasa went to pick it up first time. And back we come for the scrum. The scrum to go down 4 metres inside Fiji's territory and 15 in from the grandstand sideline. This will be halfback Joe Falimu to put it in. Samoa have got it hooked. It's held at the back and onto the short side, and an attack down there by Rouse. Rouse goes up after it and hesitates just the moment, but Manasa Mbari's up there. Increases the pressure upon the Samoan defence, and a race through there. A good effort from Dan Rouse, who managed to knock the pass down, charge it down, and Samoa back on their heels again after they'd won that scrum. 10 metres inside the 22, grandstand side of the field, and it's Greg Smith to put the ball in. Speaking to the referee, and a little problem there we notice at the front of Pele Naituivau at the front for Fiji. Pelly, then Katalau at number 2. Back at 3 is Joeli. 4 is Efremi Tawaki. Dan behind him, and Dan lifts Tawaki, and taken in by Sokovi. He gives it straight out to Sale Saravaki dodging. He's 10 metres out from the line. Ball lost to the ground and lost forward there, said the referee by Fiji. A nice break by Sale Saravaki, and Sale was just crowded as he himself probably tripped to the ground and lost the ball forward, and it's a Western Samoa put in defensively 10 metres out from the goal line. It'll be Filemu to put it in. He's got it in and it's overrun, and ball comes to the ground and scrambled up by Fiji, and then another try. No, the referee said too many hands on the ball. It was actually the ball actually bounded off the post, the base of the post there. It was in no man's land, and it became a free ball for Fiji to dive upon. And here we've got Fiji in a wonderful attacking position. I notice Mbari going on to the short side. In it comes, and they go across to cover it though, and offside. Coming around too quickly and attacking Fiji was Western Samoa. As Sokovi went to gather that ball, they were surrounding him, and the penalty, and it will be a penalty shot at goal from straight in front. Fiji intent to make certain that they get points on the board against a Samoan side that at the moment is a little bit upset. They're obviously not found their gait, and at this stage it's Fiji with great strength. That try at the opening, and now the first penalty to Nicky. The penalty scored in the 9th minute of play. 9 minutes, and Fiji ahead by 13 points to 0. Penalty to Nicky. And so it's Fiji, Fiji, Fiji in the 3 opening scoring movements of the game so far. And there's another kick from Bye-Bye. He's intent to put it into the centre field. Taken by Sarevi. Waste no time. Clears it back towards the grandstand sideline. And the ball bounds into touch. A high bouncing ball. And it finds touch 12 metres inside the Samoan territory. The game, all the game so far in the 10 minutes of it has been played in Samoan ground, with only the kickoffs entering Fiji's space. Leasa to put the ball in for Western Samoa. In it goes, and up high, but it's tapped back neatly. Nicely done there from Sene. And on wide to Uvang, but he runs into trouble. They've got him and pulled him to the ground. Fiji surrounding it, and it's a penalty against Fiji. Held ball in there, said the referee. We'll have the penalty to Western Samoa, with Fiji asked to go back 10 metres, and that is the description of the new rule given to us by Paddy O'Brien. The defenders must be back 10 metres, must continue back 10 metres before they can enter the game again. Into touch. 8 metres inside Fiji's territory on the terrace side of the field. With it will be Samoa's Leasa to put the ball in. Big gap down the centre there. Katalau at number 2 in the line. And it comes again, and up high. It was a big jump from Stephen Smith. He wasn't able to get it cleanly, but eventually Samoa tidy it up. Through they go, but then more trouble there is for them, and back in goes the Western Samoans. Neatly done in there, Onahanga. Down onto the ground, back the other direction. Taken away there by Pat Lam. He's got it alive and puts a kick into touch. And the penalty against Fiji. A penalty against Fiji. Offside, said the referee. The penalty awarded 5 metres inside Fiji's territory and near to centre field. What's Samoa going to do with it? With the penalty offered to them, 12 minutes into the first half, and it looks as if it's going to be an attempt at goal for Avae. Avae is to take the shot from almost level with the left-hand upright and 5 metres inside Fiji's territory. For those who've just joined us, it was an explosive try within a minute of the opening of the game, where I see a Tuilevu finished a backline movement for Fiji. Then there was a movement from the front of the lineup while Fiji were hard on attack. Black collecting the score, and the third was a penalty from Nicky Little in the 9th minute, and that took it on 13 points to 0. We've now gone 13 minutes, a point a minute so far, with Western Samoa their first opportunity to score. High ball and a long ball. It looks a good one. It was a good strike. It's outside the left-hand upright. Nobody touching it. A dropout 22, says referee Peter O'Brien. We'll wait for the restart of play. Sarevi to do so. And Sarevi already got the Samoans watching as to where he's going to put it. And again, it's a long kick. Way back 10 metres outside the 22 to Uvainga. No, it's not. It's Vai. Puts a long kick and drives them back again. And the ball bit the ground and across it went, almost at right angles to its flight and into touch. 4 metres inside the 22 on that terrace sideline. Samoa, their closest to attack so far in the game. 4 metres inside Fiji's 22. Smith waiting for the call to get the advice of what his backs are going to do. See a little reorganisation in the backs of Fiji as Smith to throw into there again and Fatialofa at 2. And we've got Eferemi in at 4. Behind him, Rouse ready to give him a helping hand. And back it goes, taken by Fatialofa. Takes it in this time, held in there nicely. And Fiji driving on the Samoans, rolling it towards the centre field. They're continuing to progress forward and push the Samoans quite a way back. And Raului working his forwards well. They've gone over the 22-metre line and actually walking the Samoans back. Around the side goes Apele Naituivao. They've gone to the ground. The Samoans smother the ball and the referee has said it is a Fiji put in. Some grand work in the forward line there by Apele Naituivao, taking them all with him as he burst away from the side of it and made progress up to almost midway 22 and halfway in Fiji territory. Rauluni to put it in. Held up at the feet. Rauluni gets it away out onto the open. A nice one to Nicky. And there's Saleh puts a long kick in this time. A long one angled towards the touchline and again driving Western Samoa back. The ball finding touch 5 metres outside the 22 and the ball out in front of Masino, who covered it well but couldn't cut it off. And there was no option but to see the ball spin into touch on this grandstand sideline. 13 points to 0, 15 minutes gone. Leasa to put the ball in for Western Samoa, and it goes. And there was a little bit of mistiming there. Western Samoa finally getting it. Trying to work around toward as Mori Fatialofa couldn't get it. Back it goes. The surprise that coming back to Onahunga. He burst his way through. Good tackle upon him by Dan Rouse. He's pulled him to the ground midway 22 and halfway. Western Samoa right up there. They've got it again. Through goes Smith. Smith's caught and pulled to the ground again. He's held down onto the ground. Back it goes again to Western Samoa. Out wide they swing it quickly. And there's a bit of a gap in there. But not able to get through Leo Pepe. Across they go once again. And down the sideline. A grubber kick through from Talia. Right back there is Sarevi. He turns it back, clips it towards touch and doesn't find it. Masino brings it out into the centre. They bring their attack from there to Uvainga. There's Onahunga once again. He goes forward, gives it on to Brian Lima. He goes in amongst the forwards and can't go anywhere. It's caught. Pulled to the ground, scrambled away then by Peter Fatialofa. And across it comes once again. Onahunga featured on the grandstand sideline. He tried to push off half the Fiji team and was taken to the ground. Back up to Samoa again. Brian Lima caught to the ground. He's caught on the outside the 22. Western Samoa settled down. Back out wide it goes. Across the other side to Uvainga. He's taken the wrong option and couldn't get rid of the ball. Taken to the ground. And a good tackle upon him by Saleh Sorabaki. Bundled him up and took Uvainga to nowhere to go as Saleh Sorabaki smothered him with a wonderful tackle, pulled him to the ground just outside that 22, and down they went. Western Samoa to put it in nevertheless, and this will be for Lemu to put it in for Western Samoa. 10 outside the 22, close to centre field, an ideal platform to attack from. They opt to go onto the short side. They've got an extra man there and across they go. They've across the sideline and too slow to clear the ball. A man on the wing was left wide open. They didn't get the ball away. They're going down the sideline as Seni. Seni then forced into touch some 4 metres from the corner flag, but the Samoan forwards coming back strong. A great period of possession there by the Samoans as they rucked, moved it, rucked again, moved it back and mauled the ball back into their backs for 3 or 4 separate occasions. Smith to put it in defence for Fiji. Standing back deeper this time is Tawaki, I see. Gone back to number 5. Smith to put it in, deep down. Behind him, Tamanivalu. Waiting, in it comes, and Katalau puts it down. Didn't get it cleanly, though. The ball, the advantage to Western Samoa. Referee said Katalau had knocked it forward. We take the scrum. And this, a defensive scrum from Fiji. And this, I imagine, will be an attempted pushover from Western Samoa. Fiji have had the experience in South Africa of holding the pressure forced upon them in such occasions. We'll see how they stand up to it. Bilimu puts it in. Now he's deciding to clear it away. Has a run on his own. Feeds it back in. And a good effort from Western Samoa. They set it up once again. An effort close to the post. No, he's bundled away from there. Western Samoa not able. But here they come once again. Fatialofa goes through. And they claim a try. But the referee had said he had knocked it forward as he went together. And a good, determined effort from Fatialofa that time, but he was unable to reach the line and fumbled forward as he adjusted the ball. Jacoby Rauluni to put it in for Fiji, and it's held there. Rauluni goes himself, puts a long kick towards touch on that terrace sideline and finds it into touch. Into touch, 7 metres inside his own half. An enormous kick from right inside his own goal area. And he wasted no time to think that he was going to do it himself and save the pressure upon his supports. Great work from Rauluni, a very plucky halfback, a man who played mightily in South Africa, one whose work rate takes a lot of beating. So we wait now again for Leasa to put it in. And it comes into the line down near the back, and a great take there from Suni Ta'ala. Onto the ground it is for Western Samoa. They've got it out. An angled kick across towards the grandstand sideline. And it bounces kindly for them. Not into touch. Taken by Sarevi instead. And Sarevi wasting no time. He in turn drives it towards touch. Fumbled and taken by Messino. He goes forward there, decides he's going to run with the ball. Smith decides he's not. Down onto the ground they go 5 metres outside the 22. Back out comes Western Samoa. Can't get it. A tremendous effort. Dan Rouse right up over the top of the ball. Spoiled Western Samoa's attempted drive forward. And we've got a scrum to Fiji. 15 outside the 22 and 7 or 8 in from the grandstand sideline. And a bit of misunderstanding and a little bit of disagreement in there as referee Paddy O'Brien says, Western Samoa, slow it down, tidy it up. The referee calls in Joeli Vaitiaki, and indeed, black. Some words being said, and the penalty to Samoa. And that was, I believe, from the afterplay rather than the foreplay. And here's Western Samoa's for Messino, and to see whether he can put points on the board for Western Samoa. Play in progress now, 22 minutes. 22 minutes gone. Fiji hold the early lead of 13 points to 0, and for Messino attempting to narrow the gap. For Messino's kick from 14 metres outside the 22 and 8 in from the grandstand sideline. There's the angle you saw. For Messino, been unsuccessful with his only effort earlier. A left footer moving wide, and with not a movement in the trees behind, you can see how still the atmosphere is. Messino moves forward. And he's hooked it well away, well outside the right-hand upright. And he really slugged at that one. And a very bad strike. The score remaining at 13 points to 0. 23 minutes gone in the first half. Fiji leading Western Samoa in the Tri-Nation Series. And Sarevi again, a huge kick. A long one for Messino. Knocks the ball forward as he goes to take it. Manasam Bari right up there. Runs into Smith. Smith shoulder charges him down. And for Messino, not only disappointed from losing the ball, but disappointing also for losing his feet as he ran into a dogged Smith. Scrum to go down. Sokovi, and off goes Dan Rouse. He's turned over. He manages to leave the ball behind. Sokovi gets it up across to Nicky Little, and across it goes to Saleh. Saleh's held and pulled to the ground there. Leo Pepe holding on to him. Taken to the ground. 5 outside the 22. Out it comes to Fiji. Nicky again gets it across left, and here is Tamani Valu. He runs into a tackle, turns it over nicely, and back out it comes to Sokovi. Our bouncing pass taken by Sarevi. Sarevi gets it quick across to Tuilevu, and Tuilevu a little chip kick. He chips it and the ball races up there. The ball tapped into touch on defence by Western Samoa. A free kick to Fiji. 5 metres out from the goal line. 15 in from touch. The free kick from the tap into touch by Western Samoa. And they're going to take a tap and run by the look of it. The forwards go lining up. The Fiji forwards. Are they going to do it? Or are they going to have it? No, they can't have a shot at goal, of course. A tap it's got to be. And the Fiji forwards lined up. There they go. And drive straight in. Smith backs his way as he turned, and the Fiji forward over the line. And a try it is. A try to Fiji. With who's coming up with the ball? And there was Katalau came up with the ball. A try to Katalau. That was made to look so easy. Katalau's try scored in the 25th minute. 25 minutes from the start, and Maury Katalau, he got it, must have taken it from Smith. Smith gathered it, and Smith, I think, was the architect of that, the way in which he took the ball, and as he took it, he spun. And as he spun, he went away from the force of the defence, and the gap must have been there for Katalau, who was forced over the might of the Fiji bunch of forwards, and takes it on to 18 points to 0. The try scored 9 metres in from the terrace side of the field. 25 minutes and 18 points scored. Nicky Little a chance to add to that and make it 20 points scored. The Fiji forwards having a very understanding combination, and that's been the telling tale so far. Western Samoa have only had 4 or 5 minutes of control in these first 25. Nicky tries it again, and this time raises the flag. There's 20 points to 0. The huge, biased Fiji crowd delighted with the effort. And Nicky's conversion, these of course are the first kicks, if I can recollect. Yes, I think these are the first kicks that Nicky has shown on Fiji territory. Nicky having been so successful in the Ballymore 10s, successful in South Africa, and oh, how much we regret he wasn't with us in Wales. Taken by Smith, 5 outside the 22, 10 in from the terrace touchline. Sokovi's got it, gets it straight back, the referee's whistle's gone. A Western Samoa put in, he said. He considered the ball wasn't used, and so we put it in. It'll be a Western Samoa put in from Filemu. Western Samoa put in. They've got it. Off the back comes Pat Lam. He goes as far as he could. Taps it back, and Filemu got it. He was able to flick it away, but it was a tap back. Ball gone loose. In comes this time is Nanyao. He couldn't get it though. Sokovi trying to get it. Western Samoa blocking Sokovi from getting it. Eventually he gets it straight back to Sarevi. Sarevi drives it at an angle once again, cross towards the grandstand sideline. Manasam Bari racing up like a train and leaving Fa'amasino with very little option but to drive it into touch as well. And that's the first time we've seen Manasam Bari with an opportunity to show the speed that he's got, and the pressure that he created on Fa'amasino had him hastily left-footing it into touch, finding it in touch right on the 22-metre line. Manasam Bari in the 11 jerseys there was tramping as he went along, and both wings, Bari and Isaiah Tuilevu, showing speed in front of the home crowd that the 30,000 would be pleased with. Smith. Into the line it goes, right down the back, and a nice take by Tamani Valu at the back. He's got it positioned. Western Samoa roll over the top of the ball, and as they smothered the ball there, referee was right there, was Paddy O'Brien, and he was able to direct the placement into the scrum. Fiji. Good work from Tamani Valu. Sokovi puts it in for Fiji. And a flick away down the grandstand sideline. A dash away along that sideline. Onto his feet again. The Rolini, and he a penalty against the Samoans, a high tackle, and that was Kobe Rauluni. It was just a flick off the side, straight into the waiting hands there of Rauluni, and he was away down the sideline, if anything, lacked any support. Joeli says, we'll slow it down, and from the penalty, it'll be an opportunity for Nicky to add to his present tally of 1 conversion and 1 penalty. Fiji already successful with 3 tries. Western Samoa have yet to reach Fiji's scoreline. So Nicky Little has this, and he's positioned right on the 22-metre line, the intersection of it with the 5-metre line, as we see the huge crowd behind. Nicky Little, a very tidy right footer, had experience right through New Zealand schoolboy rugby, was chosen in the New Zealand Colts team and opted to play for Fiji. Nicky Little moves forward. And a very gentle tap. He steered it well. He actually controlled it all the way, almost as if by remote. And Nicky Little extends Fiji's lead to 23 points to 0 with a penalty. That penalty now in the 30th minute. Well, an interesting one at 15 points to 11. The All Blacks defeating the South Africans. And it's here Fiji leading the Western Samoans by 23 points to 0. We're waiting for it to come up to Fiji. Out it comes onto the open side. Down the grandstand sideline comes Nicky Little. He's gone through the gap. He's got a Murray on the inside. And Murray flicks it back. It's picked up by Fatialofa instead. And Samoans on defence. The quick attack of Fiji downs them to the ground. Back out it comes. Playing halfback with Smith. Across to Sarevi. Across it goes again. And there goes Eferebi Tawaki. And Tawaki crosses the line and comes around underneath the post. Well, the Samoans are absolutely devastated at that. There were very few across on the terrace sideline. They were all expecting it to come out onto the open. And Fiji, so many men in the back line, they had to move the ball quickly because they were being crowded, and across it went to Eferemi, and Eferemi bolted away from the defence. He had men sitting outside him. He crossed the line midway, corner flag and upright, and then came round into the middle, and Eferemi then has taken it on to 28 points to 0. Nicky Little with a chance to make it 30 from straight in front. Samoans standing behind, devastated, 30 points to 0. Who would have expected this? Play gone now, 31 minutes, and in 31 minutes, it's Fiji 30, almost a point a minute in this first half, with Nicky getting the conversion, his second, and Eferemi logging up Fiji's 4th try. A performance you couldn't expect, but a performance that reflects the effort that Fiji put in against the Springboks. And against the Springboks, they were equally devastating. The amount of ball that was won by Fiji and South Africa had to be seen to be believed, as we have the long kick for a bye-bye. My ball, says Smith, goes up and takes it. He takes the battering of the Blues as they came in upon him as well. And out it comes Sokovi again. Sokovi to Nicky. Nicky, and out it comes to Sarevi. Sarevi towards the grandstand sideline. He's angled it well and beats the ball. Brian Lever couldn't get his fingertips to it, and a drive into touch. The effort is obvious that Fiji say will play the game in Western Samoa's territory, and I'm certain that they were told they don't want any ball inside their own half. That's the way it appears to be. And the angled kicks from Sarevi continuing to drive the Samoans back. The contact in the forwards, not nearly as much as we might have expected as Fiji clear it. Up high, a bad timing jump from them, but it's taken nicely by Catalau, by Black down at the back there. Out it comes, and Smith runs into trouble. He sets it up, however, back behind, and taking it instead is Catalau. Catalau goes forward. He's cut down like a log in the forest, and back it comes Sokovi again. Sokovi goes straight out into Tamanivalu. He roars his way forward there and decided to take it into 4th phase play. And back out it comes once again now. As waiting to bring it out that time was Peline Tuivau. The referee said, you don't need to. We'll take the scrum. We'll take the scrum from in front. But 8 metres outside the 22, a Fiji put in, and it'll be Sikofi Rauluni to do so. In it goes, and back it comes to Dan Rouse, and I might have thought Samoa was offside as out it goes Manasambari, and a lovely little one from Sarevi. Ball not connected as Bari went around the outside of him, but obstruction, said the referee. It was obstruction, pushing of the Fiji team as they attempted to come through that gap. Sarevi and Bari playing it together like brothers, and it is another attempt to increase Fiji's tally, 30 already, and from 8 metres outside the 22 and 12 in from the terrace side of the field. It's Fiji with an opportunity in the 34th minute to see if they can increase the score. That was some excellent understanding, and that's just exactly the point of Fiji's play, the understanding that the players have amongst themselves. We wait now for Nicky. Nicky, who steered it nicely from this grandstand sideline, now trying it from the terrace sideline. And here it goes, and Nicky has driven it between the posts, 33 points to 0. And that would log up Nicky's third penalty. With play gone now 35 minutes, it's 33 points to 0. Almost a point a minute to Fiji in the first half. Remember, the whole game in South Africa was a point a minute for the whole game for two sides. At this rate, it's Fiji showing a point a minute in this first half. Taken by Katalau, goes forward, turns it round now was Ifremi. He's gone forward and down onto the ground he goes. The referee looking at it carefully, and out to Nicky. Nicky's left-footed, driving him back once again across an angled kick, and it bounces brilliantly. A beautiful position kick from Nicky Little, off his left that time, and the ball bounced 3 metres inside the field of play and ran away as Grant Fox is always used to. And so, Paddy O'Brien right up there. The game played in great spirit so far. Fiji getting a wealth of ball, and that is the telling tale to Samoa. We wait now for Tala Leasa to put the ball into this line from 5 metres outside his 22. Ready for it, and up high was Katalau, tussled for it, ball went loose, Smith went in on the wrong side, I might have thought. The advantage to Western Samoa, they've got it, straight back to 5-8 above by. Puts a long kick in, Manasambari waits for it, he's got it, goes forward up to the 10, and the referee had said, we'll have the penalty. A penalty, let me think what it was we noticed there. He takes them back for the penalty at the last phase of play. Bye-bye has a kick. He doesn't get it as far as he did before, but they get the position, of course, from the line-out. The line-out where they'll throw it in some 7 metres inside Western Samoa's territory on the grandstand side of the field. Fiji ahead 33 points to 0. Again, Western Samoa to put it in. Tala Leasa. And I see Amori going right to the very front of the line this time, and he's hoisted up. Ifremi gets it. Ifremi gets it, but it's a difficult one. Smith has to gather and slides into touch. Almost like the soccer players do. Tidied it up. Smith, always a very muddied player, reflective upon the tremendous amount of work that he does in both attack and defence. Talar again for Western Samoa. Up high was Western Samoa. Jumping through there, neatly done was Black. He's got it at the back of the line, back of them all, and Fiji have got it held in there as Western Samoa drive in upon them. A big effort from Samoa. They're rolling them all and Fiji backwards. Inside Fiji's territory now. They keep Samoa keeping it, working it, and Emori trying to get over the top of that maul as Western Samoa drive in field, and Fatialofa taken to the ground, and away they've got it. Western Samoa got it out amongst their backs. A long angled kick this time. Ball goes back. Tuilevu's got it. Inside his 22. No risk, no time waste, and Tuilevu from inside his 22 sets them back on their heels. drives it into touch, finding touch 9 metres inside his own half. The ball seemed to go such a long way into Western Samoa's territory, but much of it was certainly in touch. So the line-out takes place on the 10-metre line in Fiji territory on that terrace sideline. And it comes into the line and up high once again. Ephraimi not able to get his fingertips to it that time. Samoa took it in well. And out they've got it, out onto the open. And across it comes there, Pepe. He's caught though, he can't get rid of it. It was actually on a hunger with him. Tried to support, back out it comes. Picked up nicely. In through, there goes Black. And with him was Emori. They continued the attack forward. Fiji's forwards and across it goes. Across onto the short side. Nicky's weaved his way through. It gave it outfield to Tuilevu. Back it comes to Smith. Knocked forward there. And Fiji backs just managed to get into position in time. And Nicky tramped around that short side and really was wanting for support. The call was on the outside. The pass came on the inside. Smith found it difficult to gather, but a lot of ground gained by Fiji. 4 metres outside the 22. The scrum to go down, and half-time looming on our clock here as we wait for Filimu to put it in for Western Samoa. Referee talking to the front row. And not very happy, the ball not going in and the scrum's collapsing to the ground. As perhaps a little fatigue taking its position now. And I noticed Brendan Reedy having his say on the ground on the far side for Western Samoa. They get up once again, and Tala assumes his position in the centre for Western Samoa. In it goes, and he's got it raked well. Fiji turning it round, but back out it comes wide. Western Samoa opting to play it the same way Fiji is. A high ball bounces towards the ground. It actually bounced backwards and into touch on the grandstand sideline. Ball well covered by both Manasambari and Wesley Zarevi on this grandstand sideline. They didn't have to touch it as the ball bounded directly into touch from the first bounce. There we are. I was just looking at the clock and thinking it's just on half-time. Half-time it is. And Fiji lead Western Samoa by 33 points to 0. And for almost the entire duration, it was a point for a point. Only these last few minutes have Western Samoa won enough ball to stem the flow of Fiji attack. Here, referee O'Brien says, get it moving. And there's the long one taken by Sokovi. A reverse pass back there to Nicky Little. And a very gentle tap into touch. Steered beautifully again from Nicky Little. And into touch. It's gone. Pat Lam just helping the line umpire by saying, well, there it went out. And the line out to take place. And it's Western Samoa's Talal Neasa. Put it into the line. Of visitors from Samoa. And interesting to notice that the very front of the line of Fiji is Dan Rouse guiding and guarding Emori Katalau behind, and at number 3 is Ephraimi, and a long pass tapped back there by Samoa. They couldn't combine. Noonahunga couldn't get his ball away. It's taken by Pat Lam trying to tidy it up for Western Samoa, but knocked through, said the referee, by Fiji as they kept marching the Samoans backwards. The scrum just inside Fiji's territory by 4 metres. It'll be halfback Joe Filimu to put the ball in, and a very quick, hurried hook, and straight out it goes. Caught back there is Pat Lam. He's playing there as an extra 5'8", and a penalty against Fiji over the top. Taken quickly there by Western Samoa. They lacked the support. Not everybody ready for it. Onahunga was there going forward with them and trying to go through with it as Reedy. Ball lost to the ground, left behind, and a knock forward by Western Samoa. They're trying to do things just a bit hurriedly at the start of the second half and haven't found their feet yet. So we wait for it to go into the scrum once again. This time it'll be Sokovi Rauluni to put it in for Fiji. In it goes, and Dan Rouse got it held for Sokovi. And Samoa. Sokovi decides he'll have a run on his own and angles a grubber kick towards the grandstand sideline as he found Filimu coming around on the other side for him, which really and effectively cut off the link that he might have had with his backs on the open side. Intelligent and wise play from Rauluni there as he takes Fiji into Samoa's territory, 12 metres. Western Samoa to put it in. 12 into the Western Samoan territory. No change in the second half so far. And then it goes up high and ball tapped down to the ground. Taken by Apelli, who ties these up neatly. And back it comes to Rauluni. On it goes to Tamanivalu. He rushes in there like a bull. And back out it comes across to Nicky. Across it goes again Saleh. And bursting through there is Alfred. Alfred's up to the 22. He's keeping going. He's got ground support. They're inside the 22. Fiji again onto the short side. Out to Eferimi. Across it goes to Isia. Isia pulled down. He bounced the ball on the ground. And into touch it went. A bounce down. He wasn't able to put the ball down into touch. A drop out 22, said the referee. He was right there, and that's correct. A fair comment from the referee. It was a little distant as Fiji sped towards the corner flag. And a long kick there again, and I don't think it was judged terribly well by Western Samoa. Scooped up by Nicky Little inside his own half. Flicks it towards the grandstand sideline. Sokovi, he hasn't got much support there. He manages to turn it over. Smith right up there once again. A good piece of effort in there and taking it away. Apelli playing halfback. Gets it across to Tamanivalu. He goes down the grandstand sideline. Feeds it back to nobody. And across there is Amori Katalau. And put his foot into touch on the grandstand sideline as he meets up with the busy Onahunga of Western Samoa. You wait again for the line-out to take place, a metre inside Fiji's territory. Tala to put it in for Western Samoa as usual. The referee goes down to the back of the line to watch from the Western Samoa side as we wait for the throw-in to come. Then it comes and up high, not taken tightly by anybody, knocked through. But the referee has said there was holding, and quickly taken by Western Samoa. They flick it back to Fatialofa. He's a little slow on his feet, and a forward pass to Fatialofa it was. Took it from in front, and he was gently dropped to the ground by Fiji. Rauluni to put it in again, 5 inside the Fiji's half. And it comes, and again, Filimu shadowing Sokovi. Sokovi pushes the tackle off, back in field. Rouse unable to get it. Had his eyes closed, I guess, that time. He knocked it forward. Samoa have taken it into the maul and drive back. Towards the halfway line they come. They're making forward progress. Back out it goes to Filimu. Sets a long one out there to Leopepe. He's caught inside the 10-metre line. Fiji's defence absolutely strong as Reedy works his way through, and now it comes onto the left, onto Sarevi. Sarevi throws a dummy, gives it across left, and there down the left goes, and back in field, and this time a burst away by Barry. Back in field it was, and a knock forward by Fiji. Barry could have done it alone. He decided to play it fair to the others. There were 2 outside him on his left, and as he threw the ball back, it was a knock forward by the support play of Fiji, and the Western Samoa line was wide open, a save for Western Samoa. Sarevi and Bari showing tremendous combinations. Also in it was Iluna Yao. Alfred was right up amongst them. We wait. I notice Rauluni limping his way around to the back of the scrum. Takes it onto the short side, and a tap kick from Samoa into touch on the 22-metre line on that terrace sideline, but the pressure exerted by the Fiji forwards and backs being almost unbearable to the Western Samoans. 33 points to 0. We've gone 6 minutes of the second half. No change in the half-time score, though there might have been just that time. And it's Smith to throw it in. Eferimi forward this time. Rouse behind him, Black near the back. Waiting for the throw from Smith. In it comes, and some good timing from Eferimi. He's got it at number 4, and ball knocked to the ground, and now it comes to Tamanivalu. Tamanivalu bursts his way forward, pushes off a defender. He's still going, he's up towards the the line. Nobody there to take it from him, though. Back it comes Roll Looney. He's pulled to the ground on the penalty against Samoa. Over the top went Winston Samoa as Raul Looney went to get that ball out. The referee had no hesitation and said, I'll have it. A wonderful piece of bullocking work from Tamanivalu, probably the most successful that I've seen at any stage of Tamanivalu's effort in at the fringe of either the maul, line-out or ruck. Great piece of work from Tamanivalu, and they just showed a reluctance to tackle. It was an unusual reluctance. The Samoans are not normally like that, but Tamanivalu, with arm up in front of him, pushed the opposition away and made it look so easy. There it is, just like the penalty conversion made to look so easy as Nicky logs up his 4th success from a penalty kick and takes Fiji's score on to 36 points to 0 as we've gone 7 minutes into the second half. A Nicky penalty from in front, a very easy one. He steered it gently, just as Sarevi does in Hong Kong, and extending the Fiji score. And there towards the grandstand sideline, my ball, says Raul Looney, inside his 22, straight back to Sarevi, and Sarevi, a very correct-looking kick, beautifully placed, and bounces into touch right on the sideline, 1 metre inside Fiji's territory. It will be Tala to put it in, 1 metre inside. And we wait, in it comes, and Tala taken nicely by Reedy near the front of the line for Western Samoa. He drives in there. They've got a very tight maul this time. And I noticed there's somebody else who's come on for Western Samoa. I hadn't noticed a change in there. We've got Leo Falanico, who's on the field for Western Samoa. I hadn't even noticed him go on. As yes, come off was off the side as Stephen Smith has come off. I hadn't seen Smith come off. And so we see instead is Leo Falanico. He's actually gone into the lock position, which has effectively put Sene on the side for Western Samoa. And it goes, and the ball coming back, and a nice break. Felemu is able to weave his way through the defence. It's picked up again, though, by Nicky Little. Nicky trying to straighten it up. Didn't have a chance. Too much defence across there. Picked up again by Raul Looney. Ball lost to the ground. Across it goes towards the sideline. Brian Lima going down the side. Manasam Bari grabs him and pulls him to the ground. Ball loose. Western Samoa are caught. They're held to the ground. And head over heels went Black as he went to cut off the second effort from Western Samoa once Brian Lima was pulled to the ground by Manasam Bari. So the line out to take place, Western Samoa right up against Fiji's line, 10 metres out, and are trying to organise their line out while it's a Fiji throw-in. Fiji's throw-in, and this will be Greg Smith once again. Fiji's concerted effort, Katalau up near the front, and Katalau goes up, gets the touch, back it goes to Raul Looney. He's caught, he's in trouble. Smith takes the ball from him, and Smith backs his way into the opposition, and Fiji put into the line. Good defence from Fiji. Amazing how Sarevi emerged with the ball out of that one, and Dan Rouse talking to Katalau and to Eferemi in there. And we've got yet another scrum to go down. Fiji on defence. Samoa a chance on their attack. And back comes the ball through Fiji. Towards the back. And Raul Looney, wasting no time, clears it himself into touch, finding touch, midway 22 and goal line. Samoa really applying the pressure now. The biggest effort that they've put in the 50 minutes the game's been in progress. Again, Leasata put the ball in for Western Samoa. In it comes, and a nice take near the front of the line there by Western Samoa. They've got it held in there. Fiji not giving an inch. Western Samoa trying to roll them all, and Fiji go through, but there is it's taken by Leo Falanico. He's up to 12 metres out from the goal line. Ball lost to the ground. Samoa again. They've got a wide run from extra men out there. Knocked forward, picked up by Nicky. Nicky's pulled it out of the air like that, taken into the ground. Fiji's advantage. Out it comes to Roluni. He's got space he's found, and through the gap it goes and across to the grandstand sideline. Across to Tuilevu. Tuilevu gives it across on the open side. And to Ulu now. And there goes Icy at Tuilevu. Tuilevu up and gets it into the center field and gets it back into Alfred. And Alfred goes round behind the post. And wonderful play, and the sensitivity of Western Samoa driving at the attack. Just had the ball passing, moving, and Western Samoa couldn't stem that drive, and Alfred has gone in. Alfred contributing a tremendous amount from the run inside the 22. It was started by Roluni. Roluni gathering, was looking for somebody to pass, and so did Samoa look to see who he was going to pass. A gap was open, and the drive was on from inside the 22, and there were 4 of them all coming down like a wave in the Outlaw Bay. And it's gone on to 43 points to 0 with Alfred getting it and Nicky converting. And the score mounting in the 14th minute of the second half, and Alfred at the end of the line where it was in and out. Alfred handling 3 times in the course of getting across to score. A magnificent score, that one. That's one out of the bag. One that's really worth writing a story about. Up nicely was Efremi. Ball lost to the ground, picked up in there, however, by Western Samoa. Was knocked through by them. Knocked through by Sene, and we'll have the scrum to go down midway 22 and halfway with Fiji to put it in. Sokovi puts it in, and it's held there by Rouse. He's controlling it. And a flick behind to Nicky. Nicky gives it in there too. Sale Soravaki's burst his way through. He comes back and runs into Leon Falanico. Then the ball still going forward though. Sokovi again. Out to Sarevi. A chip kick angle towards the grandstand sideline. And down there goes Alfred again towards the grandstand sideline. Western Samoa just not getting the ball and going forward. They're getting a little bit of, they're getting the crumbs as Fiji has always been used to. And Samoa making their own mistakes, many of them unforced. And so we have into the line it goes. Come back on Fiji's side. Efremi braced himself as he took and tidied up. It's held in there by Fiji. Fiji driving in there and just taken off them by Samoa, but the referee had said it was Fiji's advantage. It must have been taken away as Efremi had braced himself forward, and a good piece of sportsmanship from Fatialofa there as he lifts Efremi from the ground, and they both go to their respective positions in the scrum. Sokovi puts it in. Ball bounced back into the scrum, and Sokovi gets it out to Nicky, and back, and Nicky doubles around. There's the same one again. Over the top it went, and forward past it went to Sarevi as that high ball over there, just a little bit in front, and a difficult pass over the top from Sarevi. From Nicky to Sarevi it was, and forward it was. So it's a Western Samoa put in. 15 minutes gone in the second half. 43 points to 0. Fiji lead Western Samoa. Samoa with possession. Going over onto the short side, and a dash through there by Joe Falemu. He's left the ball behind, and Rouse turns around and sets up the counter-attack. They drive forward there. 5 inside the Fiji half. Finding his way out was Roleni. On to Nicky. Out in there was Isaiah Tuilevu. Lost the ball forward. Scrambled up by Western Samoa. And play carrying on. Tuivainga decides to straighten it up. And chip kicks into touch on the grandstand sideline. Good piece of work with support from Vai. Ball into touch on the grandstand sideline. Western Samoa never say die. And with even 17 minutes gone in the second half, they're still throwing everything into it. Fiji enjoying a big advantage of 43 points to 0. And it would look as if some attention required out there. Is it Manasambari? Is his leg playing up? No. It is closer to the base, and it would appear to be Fatialofa, the referee, talking to Craig Smith. Little uncertain for the stoppage of play. Let's carry on, said the referee. Fatialofa is all right. That's the pace of the game. Just a little bit hectic for the old man. Smith to put it in. Here it goes. Ifirimi was up high, but it was flicked away from him. And running through was halfback Philemu, was caught by Black. Down onto the ground, driving after Western Samoa after, but Rauloni gets it away. And the penalty against Western Samoa. And Sarevi quickly to take possession and drove it into touch, told his own forwards, get out of the way while I have a shot. And his long angled kick finding touch 2 metres outside the 22 in Western Samoa territory. Fiji driving up on the attack, and now they start to reduce. Fiji reducing to a two-man line. Just 2 men in the line out. Heading for it. And it comes and up, and there was a bump away there. And yes, there was a shoulder in there before ever there was contact. And the penalty to Fiji for obstruction in the line-out by the big man, Portu Leavasa. 10 metres outside the 22. And 14 in from the grandstand sideline. Another opportunity for Nicky Little. And that was the first of the reduced lines for Fiji. And how successful it has proven to be. Looked as if there was a little attention required in there for Mark Black, but he's all right. He's taking his position back there as Nicky Little lines it up. He's got wide open goalposts. 15 in from the grandstand sideline. And Nicky steered that one. No, it's outside. Not good enough. Outside. Over the dead ball line it is. A dropout 22. Samoa bringing it up very quickly. And you've got Terry Fonolua, who's also gone on for Western Samoa, out in the field of play now. Taken by Sarevi outside the 10 metres. Across it goes, and through goes Sukavi Rauluni. He found the gap, and through he went. Ball left to be in behind, picked up in there by Black, but then left behind as Samoa. A hand on the ball in there, and Fiji giving it to Sarevi. Sarevi again angling towards the grandstand sideline. Into touch, he made certain of it. It'll be a Fiji put into the line, a metre inside the 22. $43 points to 0 it is. Fiji leading Western Samoa midway through the second half. Smith to put it in. It goes into the line, up high, and a great take there by Fiji. Into the line it goes. And they storm in the inside. Tamanivale goes forward. He's waterfall to the ground. Sukovi, there's Tamanivale this time. Forward he goes once again. They're reluctant to take and tackle him. On it goes to a belly. He fall to the ground, but it was a forward pass. A piece of work from there, from a lovely line-out jump. And Tamanivale driving forward, drilling his way into the opposition. Out it comes this time, Western Samoa, halfback Philemu onto Vai, and they've got themselves into trouble. Philemu takes it again. They're lacking the support. They're forward, slow to get over. And there goes Fiji through. They go once again. Back out it comes out of the open. And on it's gone this time. And an easy one. And this was Ifirimi's second try. Not a hand laid on him as through he went and scored. A very easy try, no real effort upon him, and Fiji extend their lead 48 points to 0. A grand piece of work in there as they combined, and it was that, again I repeat, the knowledge they have of each other that enables them to be able to get through in the manner they did. Fine work from Fiji as we wait now for Nicky Little to see whether he can add the extra points to it. We wait for Nicky Little, whose try is close to the sideline. And in actual fact, the try was scored by Apelli. And Nicky's kick is away. So instead of Efremi, who went over, it was Apelli who scored the next try. Apelli Naituivao. And he made it look so easy. And Fiji score mounts to 48 points to 0. 23 minutes into the second half. High ball towards the grandstand sideline. Up high, and that was Efremi taking that one. He gets good support. They surround him quickly. And back it comes to Kovi. Out to Nicky. And Nicky finds a gap there too, but there's three then that come in onto him from three different angles. Haul him to the ground. Out comes Tamanivalu. He dives to the ground and turns over, setting it up nicely. Oh, and brilliantly picked up by Sarevi. Back in field is Sakovi. Sakovi to Sarevi. Sarevi leads the ball on the ground. Going in and grabbing it was on the open side, Isaiah. He goes down towards the 22. Fiji forwards right up there, fearlessly continuing to drive forward. Back out it comes. Out to Sarevi. And who's in the back line? The Samoans a mile offside. And out it goes quickly across onto the left and onto the right. And here's Bowie playing for a corner. Bumps him up and the try is awarded. A brilliant piece of work with Manasseh Barry. He's absolutely ecstatic about that effort. Manasseh gets it. It's really his first effort, but it was the determination that made it possible for Manasseh when that ball was flicked out to him. Not a lot of room to move in, but the Tavua speedster made the most of it, and in the 25th minute, it was Manasseh's try, and he bumped off the only man who attempted, and the defender went straight to ground. Manasseh over for a dive, and talk about a toothy smile. That was Manasseh's, thrilled to have been able to contribute. 53 points to 0. Fiji leading Samoa with still now 16 minutes to go. The kick is outside. It's short of the mark, but it remains at 53 points to 0. So we wait for the restart of players. Western Samoa come up and Fiji forwards scatter across the whole width of ground on both sides. And it sounds as if there's somebody in the grandstand with a whistle in his mouth. There's the long one for Massino. It's a long kick. And the ball doesn't bounce back over the goal line as might have been thought, and it's thrust out instead to Sarevi. And Sarevi just takes from finger to toe, just like a ballet dancer would do. Just down it went, flop, and then away into touch on the grandstand sideline. Into touch, 9 metres inside his own half. It was, again, part of the combination, part of the knowing play, part of the players being so familiar with each other, and the fact that the squad, I'm sure, is the one that's been kept together. In it goes and back to Western Samoa. Out it goes across to it'll miss out past the two of Vainga. He decides to lift it into the air. Across coming after it is Isaiah Tuilevu. He didn't take it. Sarevi took it instead. Flicks it away across the grandstand sideline. Isaiah Tuilevu, a high ball straight back then, taken nicely by Vai. He puts it back. And there's a kicking duel on. My ball back here, says Apelli. He takes it and feeds it back nicely to Nicky. Nicky then, unhesitatingly, slams it into touch on the grandstand sideline, midway, 22 and halfway on this grandstand side of the field. 53 points to 0. Play with now 14 minutes left to play. The Western Samoa forwards a little ragged out there now as halfback Filemu talks to them and Tala Laasa to throw it in. In it comes And a nice take, an easy take that time by Ephraimi, gives it on to Joe Alley. Joe Alley manages to get his way through on a hunger. A nice drive off him by Amori. Ball left behind, flicked up again, given wide. Ephraimi lost the ball to the, not Ephraimi, it was Tamanival who lost the ball to the ground. Picked up in there neatly by Reddy. He's got it and held in there. Back out comes Western Samoa. They're getting it out wide. A long kick across, angle towards the touchline, and the ball runs away into touch with a number of the Samoans on the ground, not the least of whom is Sene, who is obviously having a problem with his chest. He's on his feet and away he goes too, as physiotherapy assistance was reaching him. So Western Samoa driving inside the Fiji's 22-metre line, 2 metres inside the 22. Smith to put it into the line. A blemish that let the ball away that time from Fiji's point of view. And this is the telling time. The last 12 minutes of the game. Remember the last time we spoke in South Africa, it was Fiji toe-to-toe with the Springboks, and it was the last 20 minutes that told. And here we have Western Samoa starting to drive. They haven't got a point on the board at this moment, 10 metres inside the 22. Western Samoa showing some control amongst the forwards. A second breath of wind, as it were, and out it comes onto the open side to Vai. Out wide again to the replacement Whanua. Down it comes in Western Samoa, taking it onto the short side. Wide they go once again. Across it goes onto the wing, and there's Onahunger right across there. A flick pass across there. Smith across with Manasambari, running it into touch, 12 metres from the corner flag, in front of the huge crowd gathered still over there, despite a few deciding they've seen all they need. Western Samoa again to put it in. 11 minutes left in the game. Fiji 53, Western Samoa 0. In it comes, and a good jump in there by Portu. But Fiji have got it. Back it comes to Rauluni, and a hand right through there offside. The penalty against Western Samoa. Sarevi takes it without hesitation. No delay. And the ball into touch, midway 22 and halfway. We wait for the next line out to take place. Smith to put it in for Fiji. We wait for the line out to commence. And up was Ephraimi, but the ball goes right down to Black. He didn't get it. Yes, he did. He got it, and he's taken to the ground, though. Turned over, and they've got him blocked from being able to let the ball out. And the penalty against the Western Samoans for doing so. Smith was going to take it, but feeds it up to Sarevi. And Sarevi puts another huge kick in. Deep into Western Samoa territory it goes. 9 metres outside the 22 on that terrace side of the field. Fiji forwards it themselves, a little slow to get up this time. With 10 minutes to go, Fiji ahead 53 points to 0. Waiting for the line out to take place. In it comes. Up high, Western Samoa, ball lost loose and flicked into the open. A long one, a miss out pass down to Saleh. Saleh puts one wide and gives it through there to Manasa. Manasa puts a chip in and chases. Manasa up after him. Manasa takes it. And Manasa gets the bounce. He raced through there. Manasa Bari again. And Manasa had taken it. He was fed brilliantly in the middle. And as he had two in front of him, he hesitated what he was going to do. It was 2 to have on, he couldn't have it. He decided the chip over the top was the way to go, and he raced after it, he scurried after it, to say it truly, and was able to gather a very short dead ball line, but he was able to get the bouncing ball and dive at the same time, taking it on to 58 points to 0. They gone now. 31 minutes of the second half. 31 minutes gone. Fiji leading by 58 to 0. Now to 60 points to 0. Nicky's next try, next conversion. Manasseh's second try. 60 points to nil, I can't remember, in favour of Fiji, particularly in such what was considered to be a crucial match, a crucial encounter against the ever so improved Western Samoa side. There was a more standard kick that time. Western Samoa can't handle the ball, eventually got it out from Falemu, goes wide, gives it on to replacement Whanalua. He's caught and taken to the ground in midway 22 and halfway. Good tackle on him by Tamani Valu. And out it comes again, Western Samoa having a plug on the grandstand sideline. Not much space to go, and across it comes in, and taken down there, Alex Talia. And a good tackle upon him. Two of them there, I see it to Elevu and Nicky Little, both there. Good support in there as well by Sale Sorovaki. All there in defence. We wait again for the line out to take place. 7 metres inside the 22, grandstand side of the field. We wait for the Samoan throw-in. Wing goes across for Samoa to join outside Brian Lima. Into the line, and a tap back, a difficult one. Knocked through by Onehunga as he picked it up again. Tried to bound his way through, but the referee said no, it was knocked on first. It kindly bounced up to him and he covered, but we'll take it again. Sokovi to put it in on defence for Fiji. Sale Sorovaki coming in to make it easier. And Sokovi himself decides to kick for the line and finds it into touch on the grandstand sideline. And another replacement for Samoa, warming up on the grandstand sideline. Kaisa Tuingamala is warming up on the grandstand sideline. I wonder whom he will replace as Fiji. Tuingamala, it looks like Brian Lima coming off. It is Lima limping his way from the field. And we have Fiji's, no, sorry, it's Tala to throw it in for Western Samoa. They've just about gone through all their reserves now, Western Samoa. In it comes, they've got the tap back. Mightn't have been terribly straight, the referees let him go, and Tuingamala gets the first touch of his ball just inside the Fiji half. And back it comes. No, it was tapped back by Western Samoa then. Out it comes from Onehunga. Onehunga works his way forward, then loses the ball to the ground, kicks it through, picked up a back in here. Brilliantly done. It was taken by Alfred. And as he goes to the ground, a handle ball, said the referee, and quickly taken by Western Samoa out onto the open side. Infield goes Seni. He's taken to the ground, he's on his own. Rest of his forwards slow to get across. They managed to tap it back somehow. A misunderstanding again amongst the Samoans, and the knock forward brings back a scrum. The scrum to go down 8 metres outside Fiji's 22. And the edge tending to go off the game, and mistakes coming in as the players are showing signs of fatigue as a result of a spectacularly fast game. Back it comes towards Roluni, picked up off the back there by Rouse. He's worked his way through, he hasn't got the legs, gets it on to Roluni, a bad pass to Roluni, a man in a worse position than Rouse was, and the penalty against Fiji. Quickly taken by Pat Lam. Gets it across then to Famasino. He's caught and then where's it come? Taken in there by the forwards, neatly in by the Samoan forwards. They start to roll it. Fiji taking it a little easy for the moment, and then Western Samoa have got it in control nicely from Seni, and out it comes wide. Bad. Across it goes, however. Gathering it is Vai. Taken away from him. He's taken the thrust to the ground. His forwards again slow to get across there. Fiji's forwards pour in over the top, but Samoa have got it. Out it comes wide. Smith's cut him off. Across it goes to Vainga. Vainga continues to go through. He's managed to get himself through a gap and failed to pass. Lost the advantage. Ball gone to the ground, and the penalty against Fiji. Western Samoa coming in strong, 4 minutes to go. A quick tap taken, and towards the line they go again. Ball lost to the ground, flicked back to Fiji. Joali flicks it away and gives it across out there to Ului Nayao. Given across onto the left, and then Manassambari. And Manasseh coming back in field, ran into trouble, across it to Alfred. Alfred loses it. Onehunga takes it from him. A wrestle is on as they're taken to the ground, 5 inside the 22. Samoa disorganised, Fiji in disarray for the moment, but tackled into the ground Western Samoa while they're making no forward progress. Back it comes towards Western Samoa. Reedy with it. Decided he was playing halfback and then ran with it. He's taken to the ground. Ball left behind. Samoa again. Ball knocked out of the hands, and once again, ball lost by Western Samoa. Flicked out into the open. They're all standing flat-footed. Out there is to Uvainga, and Fiji offside, said the referee, a metre inside the 22. Samoa going to take it a quick one. They do make it quick. On to Falemu. A chip-up kick over the top, and the ball not touched. An interesting decision comes here. It was kicked from about 8 metres inside Fiji's 22. The ball bounced over the goal line. The referee described the change in rule now, and where it had gone over the dead ball line, the referee said it can be Fiji with the option of a 22 or a scrum from where that ball was kicked. And there's the application of the law that has just come into force. In from Sikovi. Roluni trying to position himself. Manages to flick it away to Sarevi, and Sarevi puts it back into the terrace side of the field. The ball runs away like a rat did, and out it was, some 13 metres inside Fiji's territory for a Western Samoa put in. And it looks as if Alfred might be getting a little bit of attention. There is his tap back for Fiji. Roluni had trouble getting rid of it, but Bari comes along in support. Inside his 22, Bari puts a long angle kick, and it bounds into touch a metre outside Fiji's half on the grandstand sideline. And we've still got 3 minutes to go in the game. Fiji continue their lead, 60 points to 0 over neighbours Western Samoa. And I notice that Alfred is getting that attention back out there. Sarevi asks for the game to be held up. The referee's carrying on. As I see it, Tuilevu is looking to join. Alfred goes on to his feet, and Sarevi is right back there. In it comes, and a tap back there by Western Samoa is picked up by Black. Knocked forward as he went together, though. And the scrum to go down. 8 metres inside Western Samoa's territory. And 15 in from the grandstand sideline. 2 minutes left in the game. In it goes. Western Samoa get it away. They're using their back line out to Uvainga, and again he dodges his way around, but caught in there by Ifiremi. Held up midway 22 and halfway. A pile in amongst the forwards, and out it comes to Western Samoa again. And a kick towards the grandstand sideline. Ball out on the full, and back we come. A forgetful kick from Vaivai, and we come back to 12 metres inside Western Samoa's territory. 1 minute to go. Fiji ahead, 60 points to 0, and a token gesture to the Fiji side that very few people have left the ground. The ground's still packed at this hour of the day, at this stage of the game. Rarely do we see so few people leaving. Smith to put it in. In it goes, and a nice touch, and taken at the back there by Tamani Valu. He couldn't get his pass away, but ball set up nevertheless. Roluni's got it. Flicks it away to... No, he changes his mind and gives it out onto the open. Rouse has pounded his way through, gets it away onto the open, and ball left to the ground. Knocked forward, though, as it was a lost effort from Rouse, playing a mighty game for Fiji. Also limping, as I see, as he goes back into his position, but he was unable to link up with Amori Katalau that time. If Katalau had got it, he would have bounded right out of sight. And it comes, and picked up nicely off the back there by Pat Lamb, trying to play it on his own. He hasn't got the support of his forwards. Eventually it's flicked up and ball lost to the ground. Picked up again by Falemu. Falemu takes it forward and then flicks it away. Picked up neatly back in there by Falaniko. He's up towards the 10-metre line and taken to the ground, and picked up easily in there by Seni. Moves it out wide. Dodging in and out is to Uvainga. He's pulled down to the ground, and they decided to make it onto the grandstand side of the field and pull back for Ambasino. Runs into trouble as he slips to the ground. Smith greeted him with pleasure, and back out it comes. Pat Lamb gets it away to... it was out that time to Tungamala. The referee said it was no advantage to Fiji. They'll take the scrum, he said, and with time showing on my clock, there's little likelihood of the game going for much longer. 60 points to 0. Fiji continue to lead Western Samoa, and the incredible factor of it is that Fiji's line not crossed. In it comes, and out onto the right flank. Neatly done onto Sarevi. He jinked his way through. A thrust back in field after his friend Manasambari couldn't link it through. Western Samoa instead, right up and after it was Rouse. He couldn't get through either, and out it comes this time onto Onahunga, who's been playing a great game for Samoa. He's caught as he tried to go through on his own. The rest of the Samoan forwards pour in over the top. Out it comes, a neat piece of work from Samoa. Replacements are on in a plenty, and they're trying to go through on their own. Back it comes once again. Samoa linking it up nicely. Gives on to Falaniku that time. Out it comes once again. Samoa continuing their drive forward. Fiji tending to be left behind. Joeli standing up watching what's happening. Goes back behind the line and out wide it goes. Samoa are 3-on-2 and they try to step inside. They're caught in possession though and they can't get anywhere as Talia took the wrong option. Back it comes Samoa again. Out on towards the grandstand side it comes. In the back line and across towards this Onahunga again. And he ran like a back for the moment but pulled into touch. And Uluneau has brought it into touch. And there is Fiji has defeated Western Samoa by the biggest score that I can remember in the Pacific Three Nations tournament. Fiji against what I would call the favourites for the tournament, Western Samoa. Their experience not good enough. The rising stars of the Pacific coming back in strength and going from 33 points to nil at halftime, taking victory in the end by 60 points to nil. They continued in the second half where they left off in the first half and logged up additional tries, 1, 2, 3, 4 of them in the second half, several of them converted, and a wondrous effort from Fiji with the crowd ecstatic at the performance of the side. The home team absolutely showered by the children around the place. They want to get in to offer congratulations to their own team and are completely surrounding, and with the rush made from the grandstand sideline, the rush of kids now comes from all.
Boy, what a beauty that was. Let's just check the teams here, and here's the New Zealand team, the same side which accounted for Australia and Wellington 2 weeks ago, and 12 of the side played in the World Cup final in Johannesburg 13 months ago, with the changes being Christian Cullen, Justin Marshall, and the incredible Michael Jones in his 45th international. And Sean Fitzpatrick today plays for the All Blacks, his 38th-time captain in a test match. Now let's check the Springboks, and one late change forced on them yesterday with Joel Stransky in ahead of Henry Honeyball, but there is a change to that side you see there. Joost van der Westhuizen is not playing in number 9. Johan Roux, a very late replacement by the Springboks, so Johan Roux of Transvaal will play in number 9 at halfback instead of Joost van der Westhuizen. There's Johan Roux, and this one, Laurie, has really been sprung on us.
Yes, that's a big surprise, and one wouldn't know whether it's been a planned move or that Van der Westhuizen has come down with a flu or something. It may well be a setback for the South Africans, or it may indicate the way they're going to play this game.
Kick-off by the All Blacks. Andrew Mertens changes direction. Into the arms of Walter Little, and Frank Bunch is there too.
Whistle!
A fiery start. Well, the All Blacks started with that reverse kick, if you like, that we saw from them against England in the World Cup last season. Now we go to the first scrum, the most important scrum of the game.
Bring it up!
Wow, is it going on here? Real hot confrontation.
Don't want to see any use of that. I saw that. Penalty against you.
Yes, it was use of the head by John Allen on Sean Fitzpatrick. Let's have another look at this, and look at him go. Bangs it up into the head of Fitzpatrick. The old Liverpool kiss. And the penalty goes against South Africa. A chance for Andrew Mertens, and well, Murray Mexted, that's a fiery start.
Absolutely amazing. I mean, right from the time of the national anthem, you saw the Springbok team lined up, everyone to a man, grasping the Springbok emblem over their heart. And of course the haka, and they took the challenge, didn't they? They'd step forward to first scrum, they charged into the All Black front row, and I'd say they got points on that first scrum.
Yes, Murray, I think the first indications we've seen is that this is going to be a real physical confrontation up front. The South Africans just flew at that scrum. They weren't worried about anything else other than establishing some dominance.
The glint in their eye too, Laurie, the glint in their eye. These boys want it, you can see. It's going to be a big match.
Andrew Mertens, first chance of the game. Just the way to start for Andrew Mertens and the All Blacks, and they lead by 3-0.
That's a tremendous kick from Andrew Mertens. There's real pressure there, and they really feel that tension, those inside backs, when the forwards are so physical. That was a great kick to start the game.
Stransky gets us going again. The deep kick down to Mertens. He's a beautiful punter of the ball, Andrew Mertens, sailing away downfield. Gibert will take it quickly. Stransky stayed in field. He's on his own 10-metre line. Down to Zinzan Brook. Now he might hope this goes to the dead ball line, but it won't quite make it. So back we go to the 22.
Yes, just coming back to the halfbacks, it may well be that Johan Roux was a deliberate alternative, because he plays much more of a kicking game than Van der Westhuizen.
Taken quickly by Mertens. His forward spread out to the left. Kick made by Peter Hendricks. And Brook is resolute under the high ball. Zinzan Brook getting into the game early, loves to do that. And they didn't get back 10 metres.
What the 10?
Boy, there's real tension in the air.
There's no question about that, and the Springboks are just waiting to get some physical confrontation.
Mertens stumped this away downfield.
I think what may be a very critical factor in this game, this All Black side has got 2 years together now, and the South Africans, there's a lot of new players in there, and under this great pressure, they may not hold together just quite as well as the All Blacks will. But it's early days yet, and it'll take some time for it to settle down.
Okay, first line out of the game. John Allen and Mark Andrews is a marvellous combination. Let's see if they go to the big man wearing number 5. In fact, they went to Ackerman, but it looks like Kronfeld might have grabbed it. So the All Blacks win a line out on South African ball. Mertens testing Joubert. Little to Butts. No, the whistle's gone.
Forward. Lost forward here.
What did you make of the first line out, Murray?
Oh, that was incredible. I was amazed to see Brook moving back to the middle of the line out, and Jones coming up to Mark Andrews at the front. And New Zealand won that line out on their throw. Magnificent achievement.
Straight and steady.
Yes, there was a bit of physical contact in the middle of that line-out, Murray, and no one sort of took off the ground, and the ball was sitting there on the ground for Josh Kronfeld, I think it was, to put his body on the ball and claim it.
Okay. In you go.
Murray is hurt on this side against Craig Dowd. The match coming to exclusively live on Sky as the free kick goes to South Africa. Taken by Roux. Ruben Kruger. The All Blacks knock back 10 metres. Roux takes it again. Lobs a clever little kick in behind Jonah Lomu. And Christian Cullen lets it across the touchline. Christian Cullen, first test match for him at Lancaster Park. So let's try and sort out some of these forwards for you. Robin Brook at the front, Craig Dowd and Ian Jones. There's big Mark Andrews with the headband on. Magnificent line out forward. Johan Ackerman and Francois Pienaar. 3-0, the All Blacks lead. 6 minutes gone in the game. Magnificent. Ian Jones. Good delivery for Marshall, forcing Mertens onto his left boot. That's a tremendous kick.
That's tremendous play from Andrew Mertens. Doesn't he love this ground? But he has just started today where he left off at his best in the last test match at Wellington. He is timing that ball beautifully.
And he always seems to have time to do it also. He was under pressure then, but he just seems so cool and calm. It's certainly the stamp of a class player.
Shortened line out from the Springboks.
Get out, get out.
Andrews. You could argue that didn't go 5 metres. Stransky also forced onto his left boot and gets the job done.
Yes, that was good play from Joel Stransky there. He was under real pressure, and his footwork was clever.
Called in yesterday, Joel Stransky. Henry Honeyball pulled a hamstring in training. Andrews behind him is Herter, then Ackerman. Brook hands it back to Marshall. A miss-out pass to Lomu. Gets rid of one. Right in the centre of Lancaster Park. Channeled for Marshall. Good hands from James Small. Oh, he runs smack into Walter Little. Penalty to South Africa. Difficult to know how Walter Little was supposed to get out of the road of that. Nevertheless, the penalty goes to the Springboks. Joubert.
Just the way this test match has started, Grant, I don't think he tried too hard to get out of the way either. Boy, it's physical. And every one of the 30 players out there, I mean, I've seen Stransky and Joubert wanting to get into the physical stuff, which is not typical of them. Every player on that ground, I'd say they're equally motivated. They're wanting to get in and be a part of this game early on.
Josh Kronfeld at the back. The throw from John Allen. Super take by Andrews. They have such a marvellous combination, Allen and Andrews. They're inside the All Black 22. Durant is number 1. Trying to free the ball up. Struggling to do so.
Back. Down and back. Hold it. Hold it.
Now we've got another report coming in from Ken McCartney. The 2 Scottish touch judges supporting Ray Megson of Scotland. And this looks as though it might be against an All Black, this one.
Get the ball, right? That's the indication to me. I've got to play that, all right?
Yes, well, Zinzambrook penalised there for standing on someone when the ball wasn't there, and without seeing it, it's a bit hard to comment, but I think the touch judges are going to help the referee early on in this game to try and just keep the game played in the spirit it should be, even though it's so tense and so physical. But one would hope that they don't take too much part in it.
Joel Stransky has been way out of form in goal kicking just lately.
He's just a year too late being out of form, Grant.
Yes, he was. Beautifully struck. That's a real confidence booster for Joel Stransky, and South Africa draw level after 11 minutes in the first half.
Yes, that kick looked to be right over the black dot, and So we've got a standoff here. You know, both sides have had their opportunities and have made play inside the 22, and at 3-all, it's all on. And we're going to see what looks like it'll be a very tense match. Take some time to open up.
All Blacks spreading the forwards, or almost for Robin Brooke. He's such a dominant figure at kick-off time as Robin Brooke. He almost had it.
New Zealand's varying the kick-off tremendously too. The South Africans don't really know where it's going.
Up come the front rows.
It's in again. No, it's coming in again.
Who's winning that battle, Murray? You're right down there beside them.
I think marginally the All Blacks on that scrum, but it's torrid. It's absolutely torrid. The last one popped and this one collapsed. It's all on.
With a soft ground like that, Murray, it's a fine balance as to whether they go up or down, isn't it? With the sort of pressure that comes on, they just haven't got as much grip as they'd like.
This time it's John Allen.
Yes, see, Olo Brown was complaining to the referee on the last scrum. He said that they pulled it down, you know, and I guess that forced him to stand up, and the All Black pressure on the front row just popping Allen that time.
I think it's probably good tactics, Murray, from the referee to get in there and penalise whatever he can see. Just once the players settle down, we'll get some good scrums and get the game moving. And I think he's anxious to take away any chances there for some physical confrontation that may go over the borderline.
He does seem anxious down here too. He seems rather excited, actually.
Too much delay. He looks rather bemused, John Allen, but you have to get the ball into the lineouts.
I think that's a bit of a harsh call, especially so early in the game, and with the crowd noise, often the players can't get the call sorted out as quickly as I'd like to.
Mertens misses touch. Now Johan Roux. Not a bad kick, this, coming down just out from the 22. Zinzan Brook hands it over to Marshall, and that's confident play. The sort of play you'd expect, though, from Zinzan Brook.
It's interesting to see the tactics of the Springboks in this situation. They're putting the ball high in the air, obviously, for Callan, and Zinzan on 3 occasions has been back there to take the catch.
And what a great tackle that was from Joubert, and he's not a player that we know as being an aggressive tackler, but boy, he hit Zinny here with everything then.
Francois Pienaar calling the calls. There's Gary Teichmann. This time Ackerman. Durant drives in on him. They're just out from the All Black 22. 3-all in the game, coming to you exclusively live on Sky. Johan Roux, bad pass. Brendan Fenter. Well taken by Kronfeld. In fact, he's turned him right over. And there was a hand in there, you could see that. The referee's playing an advantage. He'll go back. He'll go back and take the penalty.
Both teams very quick to capitalise on the slightest little mistake.
Well, John Allen's right into it this afternoon. He's right into it. Came to New Zealand in 1990 with a Scottish team and played 9 tests for Scotland. Now Marshall. Up for Lomu. Takes it back into centre field. Stolen away.
Coming in the wrong side, behind the front, it's a penalty.
Against one of the South Africans, Pienaar says, was it me? Let's have a look at this, and it could be Johan Ackerman.
Yes, that's just having a look at that. That's a bit of a harsh call. He was caught up in the momentum there, and he certainly didn't attempt to play the ball. And as soon as he got an opportunity, he pulled out to rejoin where he should have. I'd say that was a pretty harsh call on that player. He definitely wasn't going in there to have any impact on the ball.
I think the referee's caught up in the momentum of it also, actually, and it's. I think if it had been the other way around, I mean, it's just hard luck on the South Africans at this stage.
Just fading away from Andrew Mertens. So it remains at 3 points each. We've had 16 minutes play in the first half.
Yes, that's a long kick kicking out of soft ground like that, and it doesn't take much to pull it off slightly with a slippage.
Now, Christian Cullen, is he going to have a run? I bet he does. Or he runs smack into one of the Springboks. They've turned it over to Ackerman. Held by Marshall, but not put to the ground. 15 out from the 22. Coming rather slowly for Roux. Joubert's gone down the blind side. Marshall makes the tackle. Roux stayed with him, though. Just out from the 22 All Black territory. Good stuff from South Africa.
Your old man got advantage out of it.
But accidentally offside. Ruben Kruger.
Hold it up. Hold it up. Engage. Hands out.
Mertens. A ton of space this time.
The All Black forwards are going to know they've been in a game after this. South Africa very committed, very aggressive, and very tight Murray up front.
Extremely tight, but also in the backs. I mean, we saw Christian Cullen attempting to run there, and the Springbok backline was up flat and very, very tight. There was nowhere to go, really.
There's Brendan Fenter and Yapi Mulder further out. Tremendous tackler, Yapi Mulder. Andrews wins it easily. Taken to ground by Ian Jones. Roux. Just near the touchline. And Lomu takes it across the touchline.
Well, the halfback couldn't ask to put up a better kick. High kick, plenty of time to get there and cover it, and just 1 metre in from the touchline. There was just no option for Jonah there. Even if he had taken the ball, it was going to be South Africa's put in. They picked up 30 metres. And I just wonder, Murray, if that's the reason Roux's been brought in for this game.
Andrews off the top. Roux to Stransky. Fenter. Roux goes at least Stransky. Yapi Mulder. Breaking the All Blacks in midfield. Now Roux again. Change of direction by Stransky to Fenter. Andrews has stayed wide. He's got Allen outside him. Up it goes to Joubert. And the first try of the match is scored by Andre Joubert.
Oh, magnificent play, Joubert. As we have it when this replay comes up, just look at the handling skills of Joubert. But didn't Andrews do well for a lock forward?
Well, Andrews is something special, isn't he? He took the line out before last cleanly and drove through the All Black line out. On that occasion, he was running like a centre or a wing.
Yes, here he goes. Just look at him now. Gets the arms free, and Joubert, who knows where to be at the right time, has scored the first try.
Yes, magnificent play, and what a very clever switch that was, seeing that they were covered on the outside. But Andrews, he's had a look, and he's really worked out what he was going to do here and offload to Joubert. That's great hands.
Andre Joubert scored a lot of tries in the Super 12. And look at him here. He wasn't in the picture, but he loomed up and gets his 5th try in Test matches.
Yes, he's a player with great ability to be in the right place at the right time, and that's the breed of fullback that we're seeing playing top-level rugby now. But boy, have we got a game on our hands.
Tremendous run by Mark Andrews, and now Joel Stransky from about the same position from which he kicked the penalty.
What worries me just
away to the right, so no goal.
What worries me just a little bit about that, South Africa really on the back foot going into this Test match, and getting a try early on in the game and getting some well, we won't call it dominance yet, but just being able to make their play, that'll give them some confidence that they could have done without.
The long kick out made by Mertens, down for Teichmann. He's got a lot of pace, Gary Teichmann. He gets an opportunity to show it. Roux. Joubert with his favourite left boot. Not too good, though, but it's safely across the touchline.
Yes, further to that, Laurie, South Africa definitely on the front foot. Maybe not dominant, but they're definitely on the front foot in this game so far. Territorial and ball possession, they've had the advantage.
I've just been really impressed with the way they've supported the ball carrier up front and 2 or 3 players have just got right in behind him so quickly to give them a very tight driving point.
That's fine.
Three-man line out for the All Blacks. One by Ian Jones. Marshall up to Brook, back into Kronfeld. Just look at the tackling of the Springboks. Marshall for Cullen. Change of tactics. And the first knock-on came from the All Blacks.
It's lost forward.
Marius Herter as it goes down on this side.
It's all right, I'm looking at both sides.
Wonderful defensive team, the South Africans. The All Blacks haven't scored tries in the last 2 test matches against them.
Last time of telling, I want proper engagement, particularly between you two, right?
Well, the referee spelled it out to them. Something will happen if it goes down again here.
That's a good solid South African scrum held by Teichmann. The way ahead, and now he's got pace. Pienaar taken down by Kronfeld, 10-metre line, South African territory. Roo. Bunce goes in to make a tackle, Penta.
South Africa showed us there, they get the right sort of ball, they're prepared to have a look at it and use it. And Brendan Fenter, as we saw in 94 out here, he is a player that does like to run with the ball, and he can be effective too at times.
Gary Teichmann, big break up the middle. He found his captain in field.
Yes, well, Murray Mexted really rates Teichmann. Murray, this is what you'd have expected from him.
Well, I thought the game he played in the Super 12 final was absolutely superb. A great number 8's game. No, he's a tremendous footballer. But on that occasion, he seemed to break the advantage line with ease, sort of slip through the centre. South Africa are doing everything well at the moment. But breaking the advantage line is a key issue, and they're doing that. That's one thing the Australians failed to do against this All Black side.
The All Black forwards, Murray, haven't got quite the urgency about them that we saw at Athletic Park. But having said that, South Africa are really firing, and it's just making it harder for them for the All Blacks to get their game going.
Well, that's right. The intensity of the Springbok forward, but quite fantastic. I was watching Pienaar before, talking to the referee, and he almost had a glazed, one would call it a glazed look in his eye.
He's got a bit of blood in his eye at the moment. There's Francois Pienaar. That's the hold-up. There's Marius Herter.
Murray, I just wonder, going back to the scrums earlier on that were collapsing, it's a bit hard for us to tell from this distance, but it looked that maybe as though the South African tight head prop was just trying to get in on Fitzy a bit at scrum time, and that's what was causing it to go down, is dropping his right shoulder.
Yes, it was hard for me to see on that last scrum, but it's looking a little bit like that, but they're very keenly fought, aren't they? I mean, both sides have had their points in scrums so far. It'll be interesting to see how it develops in the next 10 or 15 minutes.
Half a yard. Hold back. Half a yard.
So the captain's been patched up. They're set to go again with 17 minutes remaining in the first half. It's South Africa ahead by 8-3. Match coming to you exclusively live on Sky. This time it's Ackerman who gets the clean take.
In from behind, yeah, good. In from behind.
Taken away by Kronfeld. Marshall to Mertens. Good little burst by Andrew Mertens. Up to Walter Little. The All Blacks haven't got much going so far in this game, but here we go. Mertens with the big thump. Beautiful kick.
Well, South Africa will be very disappointed with that. They had that ball in what looked to be a very controlled drive, and somewhere along the line it shot out of the forwards' hands. And that was a problem they had against Australia a number of times when they were moving forward also. Yes, looks like it was Teichmann lost the ball in there to Josh Kronfeld.
Now you can see the touch judge has come on again. Ken McCartney has got something to say once again to Ray Megson.
Brain his ankles, there's no need for him.
Right.
Chuck the ball, have a word with play that one.
Right, bring it back. Okay, green number 8.
Green number 8 is Gary Teichmann. He wants to have a chat with Teichmann now.
No, exactly. It's playing advantage. The judge is just
touch judges and the referees are certainly playing a big part in this game.
That's what he's
Yes,
but just to let you know he's there. We
on
don't
this
want
particular one, Murray, I think it's an intrusion that we could have done without. I just hope he doesn't get go looking too much for players standing on each other. I mean, we've just got to accept that is part of the game, but particularly in the forwards, and often they don't know they're doing it. Well, they're certainly not doing it intentionally.
Tap by Andrews. Well, that's a bit untidy. There's trouble for Johan Roux.
Well, that was absolutely fantastic, right in front of me. You know, the ball was tapped by Andrews this time, not taken cleanly, and the All Blacks were through in a big hurry. And, of course, once they got their man, they held on to him, and there was everybody behind it.
Yes, if you're going to open your line out up a bit on defence like that, you have to take it 2 hands, eh?
Key line out, New Zealand ball.
Ian Jones lurking.
Free kick, that's what I told you. You're turning round. No!
Free kick against the All Blacks. Bunce meets Kruger. But he's a tough nut, Ruben Kruger. Away from Fenter to Strunsky. Again, not looking that comfortable on the left boot. Now Mertens looking for Cullen. Taken well and truly by Fenter. They're really cutting down Christian Cullen. Slowly for Marshall to Mertens. Defence is strong. Again Marshall. Now Kronfeld. Boy, they had to be offside. A mile offside.
Yes, 4 or 5 metres offside that time, but is it what a difference to Athletic Park. I mean, South Africa are really coming forward to make their tackles. They've got an aggressive defensive pattern and putting New Zealand under great pressure, and they're just not getting the time to develop their play as they did at Athletic Park.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's a fascinating contest, Murray.
I think that last word, not getting the time, is the key one. I mean, on that occasion, Mertens, it was a perfect counter-attack situation. He ran about 3 or 4 paces before passing infield to Cullen, who, of course, was hitting a big tackle straight away. It's almost as though if you're going to counter-attack with such a flat defence, you've got to do it instantly. You've got to do something. You've got to transfer the ball from the point of taking the ball immediately.
Yes, and South Africa really disciplined, though, Murray. They came up in a wave. There was 3 in a line there, and there was just nowhere for Christian Cullen to go.
Oh, absolutely superb. I mean, obviously, they've watched the games, they've watched the replays, and they've got a defensive pattern.
No, it's away to the other side.
And the pressure they're putting on inside, Murray, is just cutting down the chances for the New Zealand back 3 really to get into their game.
We haven't really seen the New Zealand back 3 together at any stage so far.
Just under 13 minutes remaining in the first half. Strunsky charged by Fitzpatrick. He goes again. Gets tremendous distance this time. Mertens back there with Wilson. And off the side of his boot, and that's out on the full.
Just starting to look a shade rattled, Andrew. His kicking just hasn't been as accurate in the last 10 minutes as it was earlier on, and that's a result of pressure. He really just needs to reposition himself a bit now and get himself out of that direct line of running from the halfback and the South African loose forwards. Give himself just a little bit more time to get these kicks away.
Allen looking for Andrews.
That's a penalty. He's in the air. You're just taking him out.
Well, you heard the call from Ray Megson. He was in the air. The All Blacks drove straight and underneath, which they can't do.
Absolutely superb two-handed take by Andrews. He's certainly a world-class lock.
Yes, it's just a timing thing from New Zealand there. They're anxious to get in once they've conceded the ball. They just want to get in and drive it back and put pressure on that ball carrier. And on that occasion, it was just a little bit early. They drove in while he's still up in the air. And of course, this is a tough decision for the players to make, because with the support nowadays, a player can stay up in the air a couple of seconds longer than he normally would.
Joel Stransky had a birthday on Tuesday, 29 years of age. And he's made a significant contribution to this match already. just like Mertens a minute or so ago. Stransky is astray, and it remains at 8 points to 3.
Breathe again, because he looked to have struck that ball very well. It must have shaved the paintwork.
Not a good kick out, easily taken by Teichmann. And the South Africans should be able to control this on the All Black 10-metre line. Ackerman hands it back to Roux. Oh, what a kick. It's in touch.
They really obviously have done some work on the positioning. Johan Roux is kicking superbly today, but he's got plenty of time. He's getting really good controlled quality ball, and he's got the time for it.
Imagine the pressure the New Zealand line-out jumpers have on them on this line-out.
Well, it's not a bad tactic, this, because New Zealand's got plenty of support if the ball spills loose, whereas South Africa are just down to the 2 players.
Oh, it's untidy. Stransky. They went for the big one, the All Blacks, but they've turned it over as Durant carries on. They're only 10 metres out from the All Black line, right in centre field. Away for Peter Hendricks. Solid defence by the All Blacks, but they've got to hold out here. Drop kick is charged. James Small tried a drop kick, as he did successfully in the Super 12 against Otago. Now Fenta, taken by Zinzan. Strong defence by the All Blacks. Ackerman. He's having a big game, Johan Ackerman. And knocked on by John Allen as the All Blacks breathe again.
Oh, tremendous defence. Now that was aggressive, no-holds defence. Tremendous defence from New Zealand there. But that's pressure.
He looked to have hit that pretty well, James Small, but the captain, Sean Fitzpatrick, charged it down.
Again, you've broken
Good
up.
Psychological scrum, that one for New Zealand.
One, engage.
Strong, under control, ball at Zinzan's feet.
Not much to do in an attacking sense for the All Black midfield.
Keep it steady. Now you know what I'm looking for this time, right? I'm looking at you. Now I gave the signals up to you boys to go in. Square it off. Engage.
This time Marshall feeds. Blind side for Lomu. The big handoff from Jonah Lomu. Marshall to Mertens. Away for Butts. Almost intercepted. Little. And back we go.
Collapsing the ball.
That was a long advantage by Ray Megson. Again, not finding touch. Joubert. And we're almost back to where we started.
We have to give the referee credit for that. He is playing advantage, and he's giving these players the opportunity to get on with the game. Ray Mixon's having a good game today.
8 points to 3. South Africa lead.
Stay green, stay green.
Jones off the top. Lomu. Got his way past Kruger. Now they get him behind Jonah Lomu. Marshall. Nobody home out here. Back they go. Fenta came up quickly, read it well. Away to Wilson. Tenacious defence by the Springboks, and they read it well too. Ruben Kruger getting up slowly. Michael Jones just to the right of picture, getting some attention.
I think it's just an indication of the intensity of that forward battle that we haven't noticed Michael Jones all day. He's had to be in there doing the hard work.
Ackerman. Johan Ackerman, and just his third international, having an outstanding game. Held up. Kronfeld tried to turn him, and he did well, Josh Kronfeld. Blair Larson warming up. Michael Jones still out there, though. No fluency so far on the All Black backline. They haven't been allowed to. Mertens. Little. Walter Little. Knocked down by Gilbert, deliberately so. And the penalty in centre field to the All Blacks.
No, thank you. Cover was there.